You've got some excitement out on your lawn today. Hello, Mr. President.
A little excitement.
What brings you here?
Are we on already?
We're on. We're live.
Oh, wow, that's good.
We're on every channel.
We had a very exciting trip over here, I have to say.
No kidding.
That was good. It was good. How were you?
I'm doing okay. I was here for the baseball game. How about Steve Scalise last night?
I think he's great. How about the play? The first play of the game.
Unbelievable.
He's a great guy. Courageous.
Right.
Like you.
Yeah. Huh? Sure. Having you stop by live, I got some questions for you.
I was mugged by the media.
They've got questions for you. I'm hoping I can ask a lot of the questions they've got.
They're very, very nice people.
The IG report came out yesterday. The FBI looks bad.
Very bad.
Your FBI?
Well, no, it was Comey. I mean, they were talking about Comey, not my FBI. It was Comey. The people in the FBI are incredible. I would bet if you took a poll in the FBI, I would win that poll by more than anybody's ever won a poll. But the top people were horrible. You look at what happened. They were plotting against my election. Probably has never happened like that in terms of intelligence, in terms of anything else.
Right.
But they were actually plotting against my election.
The headline right now.
But I'm actually proud because I beat Clinton dynasty.
Right.
I beat Bush dynasty, and now I guess, hopefully, I'm in the process of beating very dishonest intelligence, because what they did was incredible and a real insult to millions of people that voted in that election on both sides.
The headline right now from the Wall Street Journal: DOJ Clinton report blasts Comey and agents, but finds no bias in conclusion.
Well, the end result was wrong. I mean, there was total bias. I mean, when you look at Peter Strzok and what he said about me, when you look at Comey, all his moves. So I guess, it's interesting. It was a pretty good report. And then I say that the IG blew it at the very end with that statement, because when you read the report, it was almost like Comey. He goes point after point about how guilty Hillary is. Mm-hmm. And then he said, but we're not going to do anything about it. The report, the IG report, was a horror show. I thought that one sentence of conclusion was ridiculous.
What about apparently the Lovebirds talking about you? We will stop it.
Yeah, they said they will stop me. Well, in the meantime, the economy hit an all-time high this morning. Never been better. Jobless rate, the lowest, the best in 44 years, just came out. Mm-hmm. We're going to have some incredible things. We're just announcing very big tariffs today on China, because China has been, look, he's my friend, President Xi. He's a great man. He's a wonderful guy, but at some point, we have to straighten it out. We lost $500 billion in trade deficits last year. We can't do that.
Is the new tariff something like 25% on $50
Well, it's being
billion?
announced right now as I speak.
You can announce
So
it.
maybe you have the first announcement.
What do you know about
your
your
beaten the Wall
tariff?
Street Journal, all right? You just beat the Wall Street Journal by a lot. Well, we're just going to do $50 billion on $50 billion of high technology equipment and other things coming into the country. Because so much of our secrets, we have the great brain power in Silicon Valley, mm-hmm. and China and others steal those secrets, and we're going to protect those secrets. Those are crown jewels for this country. Right. And you read so much about China, you read so much about other countries. We have the great brain power right in this country, I'm proud to say. And you're certainly a member of that group.
I am an American. What about the fact that there are a lot of people who say, what's he doing? He's going to start a trade war. If he slaps 25% on $50 billion for China, that's going to be bad for Americans.
No, the trade war was started many years ago by them, and the United States lost.
So you're saying we're on the losing end of it?
Well, no, there is no trade war. They've taken so much. So last year, $375 billion in trade deficit. We had $300 with China. We had overall over $800 billion over a period of years. Each year, close to $800 billion in losses on trade. It's not going to happen anymore. Right. It's not going to happen. Can't happen.
A week ago, you were up in Canada, and you met with the G7 people. That didn't end so well.
No, it ended well for the United States. It ended well.
Well, the world community thinks the United States is turning our back on them. But your opinion is that you got elected to represent America, and America needs help.
We need protection. Everybody's taken advantage of us. The European Union made $151 billion on us last year. If you look at, I told you about China, you look at Japan, you look at South Korea, you look at so many, and we help these countries militarily on top of everything else. I mean, at what point does it stop? And when I left China, it was absolutely a fantastic meeting. We left, we hugged, we kissed, everybody was leaving, and then I get onto Air Force One, and the Prime Minister up there, Trudeau, didn't think, I guess, that we have any televisions on Air Force One, but they have, I think, 21 televisions or some ridiculous number.
And so you saw it and you hit the roof.
Well, you have to understand, we're hugging. We're saying goodbye. Everybody's happy. I made changes to the agreement because I wanted it to be much better for the United States. I made changes. We're all happy. And then he got up and started saying that he doesn't want to be pushed around by the United States. Well, they charge us almost 300% on dairy products. So we can't do that
Have you heard from any of the G7 leaders?
They all called me to wish me happy birthday yesterday.
Really? And how was that?
It was very...
Not your birthday, but the message from the other side.
I took it very well.
Right.
No, they all called. I mean, I have great friendships. The new Prime Minister of Italy is great. Got to meet him. Very, very strong on immigration, like I am, by the way. It seems that strong on immigration wins now.
Sure. But
and,
this is...
the Democrats, by the way, are very weak on immigration. If you notice, when I came over, they were all saying about separating the families. And that's a Democrat bill. That's Democrats wanting to do that, and they could solve it very easily by getting together. But they think it's a good election point. I think it's a horrible election point for them.
Ultimately, Congress has got to change the
They
laws.
gotta change the law.
But at the same time, Mr. President, people say, look, you rip these families apart, even though it is the law, it's heartless.
But that's the law, and that's what the Democrats gave us, and we're willing to change it today if they want to get in and negotiate. But they just don't want to negotiate. They're afraid of security for our country. They're afraid of a wall. Although I must tell you, most people now really, they want the wall. They want to stop the drugs. They want to stop a lot of people from coming in that shouldn't be here, like MS-13.
Right. A lot of, I was up on Capitol Hill yesterday with Steve Scalise. They were having a leadership meeting. It sounds like they're going to take a vote on a couple of different bills on immigration, probably next week.
Yeah.
One of them, the Goodlatte bill, the other is something more moderate. Would you sign either one of those?
I'm looking at both of them. I certainly wouldn't sign the more moderate
What does the
one.
bill have to have in it?
I need a bill that gives this country tremendous border security. I have to have that. We have to get rid of catch and release.
Does that mean the wall?
We have to have the wall. If we don't have the wall, there's no bill. We have to have catch and release. We catch a criminal, a real criminal, a rough, tough criminal. We take his name and then we release him.
Right.
And we say, please show up to court in a couple of months. You know what the chances of getting him to court are? Like zero, okay? Right. It's crazy. Then we have the lottery program, right? It's called Lottevisery.
Diversity lottery program.
Yeah, or lottery visa.
Okay, one of those.
Okay, whatever. They have 15 names. It's still every one of them has lottery. You know what lottery is? That's where you pick names to come into the country. Well, when a country gives names, they're not giving us their finest. So we're picking people. It's not good. We have to end that. We have to end a couple of them, and we are going to be so secure as a country. Now, with all of that being said, we're doing a great job. ICE, we're getting MS-13 out by the thousands. But we shouldn't have to be going into towns in Long Island and other places and getting them out. You know, it's almost like we're liberating towns. It's incredible.
You mentioned court. Regarding a legal proceeding, you got the Mueller investigation. I know we kind of touched on that a little while ago. Rudy Giuliani is out this morning. He said the investigation should go away, time to fold up the tent, or it's time to investigate the investigators. Are you on the same page?
Look, you have 13 angry
lawyer?
Democrats. There are 13, I call them 13 angry Democrats, and others worked for Obama for 8 years. I mean, you have no Republicans, you have no, it's a very unfair situation. But the IG report totally exonerates. I mean, if you look at the results and if you look at the head investigator is saying we have to stop Trump from becoming president. Well, Trump became president. We have the best economy today we've ever had. Right. We have much greater border security than we ever would have had. And when we do it, when we have the laws changed, it'll be like perfecto.
Rudy says that you should not talk to Mueller.
A lot of people say that. Look,
given the IG report and stuff that's coming out.
They're getting people who say something a little bit off. Is it a nice day? Well, you know, no, it's not a great day. Oops, he lied. He goes, you know, got problems. People are afraid of that. And I would like to talk, but it seems to be very biased.
One of some of the texts, and we're not going to quote them, were very vicious regarding people who support you.
Yeah, vicious. I have the greatest supporters in the world. By the way, they're the smartest, they're the hardest working, they pay taxes, they're incredible, they're loyal. I have the bikers, I have the construction workers, I have them all. I have by the way, I have the FBI. You go into the FBI and take a poll of the real FBI, not the scum on top, not Comey and that group of people that are total thieves.
Most of those are gone.
Well, I don't know how Peter Strzok is still working there, to be honest with you.
He's
okay?
working in HR.
It doesn't matter. That's even worse.
Mr. President, this is
I
your
know,
FBI.
but you know what I've done, and you know this, I've told you this. I'm so involved, great